There I am. I don't know why that usually comes up right away. Sorry, gang. Hey, sorry we are late, but this is kind of key. There's the usual disclaimer, so on and so forth, and we're right here. So, but all Facebook users, remember, go to streamyard.com/Facebook, grant permission, and we'll talk to you right here. There's the disclaimer. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your. Well, I assume we will be your. Uh, what is that? That thing broker. CPA. We were talking to two of them. We announced that on Wednesday. We'll talk more about that. But yeah, let's get started, gang. Big news in the crypto world, and that's why we're coming to you late today. We delayed the show an hour so I could put some things together a little bit better. And notice the MLB logo right there. There they are. There it is. MLB. This is actually from the number 2 team this year, minor league team right here in Clearwater, Florida. The Threshers, single A team, or whatever it's called now. It's Little League or some other branding for whatever they do in the minors. But they're associated with the Phillies, my home city, home major league city from back when I was a kid and my first office in the Secret Service. But we're going to talk about baseball and other sports and what FTX has done and what I think was the big red flag that we should have seen more than a year ago. But first, here is the well, we got to get rid of all that stuff. Hold on. Let's get rid of all the overlay banners and so we can read this. Here it is. Okay. So first of all, coming to you from the auxiliary, also known as my living room. I think we're done with Apple. This is an iMac. This computer is an iMac desktop. We had to move this from our main studio to the living room, dining room, or living room kitchen. This is on my countertop in my kitchen, and I'm sitting at where we eat breakfast and lunch every day. It no longer takes my good quality Sony cameras because when this machine started slowing down, started getting old and crappy. We took it to the Apple store and got it wrenched on, but they couldn't put the most up-to-date operating system back on it. So they put the older one, which did not take the remote, the Sony remote app that you use to plug your camera in and use it as a webcam. So in the main studio, we've been working with my brand new laptop, which just today, another one of the reasons why we were late, put the new Ventura or whatever the name of this operating system is. And guess what? I can't use my cameras again. So we're done. I have a guy 2 doors down, used to live 2 doors down. He and his son have been designing a custom Windows system tower for us. It's going to be about $3,000. So yeah, is what it is. That's about a third of the Mac Studio that I was planning on buying. I'm actually going to be able to get 2 of these good machines for the price of the one Mac Studio, and that's one's going to be for me for the Doggy Traders Studio. The other is going to be for my son. He's a huge gamer and homeschooled, so on and so forth. So we'll talk about the red flag, but here is this week's. I think this is the one from today, actually. FXT Group companies commence voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the United States, begin orderly process to review and monetize assets for benefit of global stakeholders. This was the other big thing. John J. Ray III appointed CEO. Sam Bankman-Fried resigns. So, pretty much a week after Major League Baseball ends their season with Game 6 of the World Series, where Houston defeated Philadelphia. Not less than a week later, bad things started happening in crypto that in part took down FTX and this is what the announcement from today. Earlier, from 2 days ago, as a source of relief, Binance was in talks to buy out FTX and essentially rescue them from the financial issues they'd been having. However, 2 days ago, they made the announcement as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations. Oh boy. We have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. And, we just on Wednesday announced that this wasn't out yet. Actually, it was. We just didn't see it. But we just announced that they're looking for a branding officer. Binance is. A friend of mine is leading up that search. So, okay, FTX is screwed. They're in chapter 7 or 11. Which one did they say? There it is, chapter 11. FTX is screwed. But here's what I think should have been seen a long time ago. This is a new company, successful company, and that's awesome. But there is that thing of biting off more than you can chew. Here's what I mean by that. Chrome tabs. Yeah, so let's just start like I did on so many with your basic Google searches. June 23rd, 2021, FTX becomes official crypto sponsor of Major League Baseball. Let's go into that one. All right, so there is, there's, speaking of the Phillies, there's Bryce, and FTX is the first cryptocurrency exchange to sponsor a professional sports league. Let's get Bryce's whole face in here. Can we do that? I don't know. Maybe if we adjust here, maybe if we adjust there. There we go. Make sure I'm getting there. Awesome. Okay. Just wanted to check back with that to see that I'm actually, before I go to the screen. Okay, cool. FTX is the first cryptocurrency exchange to sponsor a professional sports team. 5-year deal includes worldwide marketing rights and exposure across MLB's broadcast, digital, and social platforms. Well, here's the one that I think is probably the most successful spot. As one of these former guys, I don't particularly like it because I think that it's not a good place for it professionally, as a professional branding, but they squeezed it out. They did it, and, God love them. But here's the red flag. During this same time period, they also secured the naming rights to Team Solo Mid and home of the Miami Heat. That is now FTX Arena in Miami, or at least was, or will still be for a little bit, or whatever. I know what it's like having one of those because I just moved here from LA, where the former Staples Center, while I was there, went from being the Staples Center to Crypto.com Arena. But let me find the article that has, there it is. For that deal with a TSM and the arena, or just TSM. That was standing for, what was that called? Team Solo Mid. Okay, so TSM. Let's go to this one, Sport Techie. TSM, $210 million. Miami Heat's arena, $135 million. So $345 million just for those two deals. In how old were they of a company? And then they also get Major League Baseball. Can't tell me that. Here's a simple Google search of where they were getting on Major League Baseball. Now, time to just, I mean, you can see, and now you're familiar with what I'm talking about. I used to be one, not in Major League, but in professional baseball. I used to be an umpire. There are 4 umpires per crew in Major League Baseball every game. And I'm not going to try to dig it up now, but when I saw the deal, well, actually, it was first from the Google search, but this deal with Major League Baseball was struck in June of 2021, the end of June, so less than a month before the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, which is when the deal took place, which is when the deal began. As of that game, and for every game ever since, so for a year and a half, the FTX logo was on 4 very prominent locations in every single game of Major League Baseball. Right there. On the right chest or sleeve, depending on the year and whatever else they were doing, but on the chest and or sleeve of every single Major League Baseball umpire. Now, for that first game, the All-Star game, it was actually on 6 of them because, again, having been in that lifestyle, I happen to know, and most fans will know the same thing, that Major League Baseball uses 6 umpires for things like the All-Star game and every single playoff game. So when you remember a couple years ago when Major League Baseball first started with instant replay, right before the instant replay, Richie Garcia out in right field botched a no catch call up against the fence where a fan interfered. What would have been right there this year and every year since? On that chest, that logo. Every pitch from the center field view. You're looking down from center field towards home plate. What do you see? That logo. It was perfect placing. There is no reason when you have an arena in Miami, when you have, and keep in mind, this deal wasn't just advertising on the umpires. There were players getting deals in Bitcoin through FTX. There were players getting their paycheck through FTX. And one of the other articles, I think, because I think I need to have, that's not the right one. No, that's not the right one, and we can't get to that anyway. I think I took it out because I have to subscribe to the damn article. But yeah. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. Sorry, gang. But the one article that I had up was from Major League Baseball to Tom Brady, who we all know was also getting paid in part with crypto, as many athletes, which I think are a bright, a very, not just progressive, but practical step into accepting and realizing that cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and that it's going to happen. It's look at the number of third world countries that are turning it into. El Salvador's done it. India is considering it. So many other countries are at least accepting and using Bitcoin and other currencies, other cryptocurrencies, as official or accepted means of the word I'm looking for, means of currency, of doing the everyday thing. As the Federal Reserve note says, paying for debts, public and private. So, yeah, I mean, we should have seen this coming, when they've bitten off that much. But Yeah, I mean, it's kind of now. Almost, those of us that have it either on, I don't have it with me, but a ledger, or something where it's much more secure. We're holding it. We just don't have. We're not holding it there. We just bought it through them. My son and I were actually going to buy some through them again, to support Major League Baseball. Well, I guess we're glad we never got around to that, aren't we? But yeah, so I just think this not only could have been prevented. I'm really interested in seeing this part. The U.S. agency investigations. I'm really interested in seeing what comes about with that because, yeah, that's companies have come out of Chapter 11, but unless you're Ripple, you don't come out of investigations against the G-men. That's again, having been one of them too, actually. That is usually a kiss of death. So anyway, let's get into some prices. We'll go over to my. Is it there? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So let's look at. Let's look at the majors. USD JPY 138.75. Euro USD is 103 and change. The pound USD is 118.31. Pound JPY 164.35. USD CAD 132.53. Then the Aussie dollar 67 and change. Into the cryptos, Bitcoin is at six, still real low. Don't do it through FTX, but buy. Not going to be afraid to do that. Bitcoin 16,000 and change. One server has it at 745, another one at 831. ETH is at 1,200 and change, 1270, almost 1275. Solana 1603.04, 1603. Speaking of XRP and Ripple at 38 cents and change, Cardano 35 and change, and into the indices, Nasdaq at 11,803, the S&P 500 39.92, US 30 33,742, and the Dow Jones 33,747. That's it, gang. How can I close? Oh, I guess I can't. There we go. Yep. Back to me. Okay, that's it. Really excited to see where FTX comes out. Can't wait for next week when I get to tell you about the Apple machine. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it the Yerger machine because I developed it in conjunction with my friends. It's going to be a Windows platform, much more user friendly when it comes to paying for licenses and connecting cameras and shit like that. But anyway, yeah, we'll see you Monday. We got a big birthday this weekend. Zach turns 18 on Sunday. So, we might try to make sure that he's in the background. So, yeah, more news on FTX on Monday. We'll let you know what the new machine's going to look like. Until then, trade crazy, trade safe, but don't file for Chapter 11 if you don't have to, or don't get yourself into that situation in the first place. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you again on Monday.